And you're just in time for Richard Mwenje Exclusive, your go-to point on matters politics and governance here in Kenya and across the region. It's always a pleasure to have you on board. And now, join me to dissect on the day's conversation is none other than Kenya's most sought-after political analyst, the first of his name, Herman Manyora. Looking sharp as always, sir.
Yes, how are you?
You're aging gracefully. What's the secret, though?
Who told you I'm aging? I'm still a young boy.
People are saying Raila Odinga and you are the team that we should be sending to retirement soon.
Well, we are the people who are on the sisi ndio tuko.
Nini ndio tuko.
Sisi ndio tuko.
We have to make peace with that fact.
Yes.
Very well.
And we are around for a while.
You could do beyond 2027?
Which 2027? 2027 is just tomorrow. We are here for a while.
Kazi kwa wazee.
Wazee gani?
Na pesa bado kwa wazee.
Sisi ni vijana.
Young tax in town.
Were you there when I was born?
That was the way, sir.
Yes.
And the day's conversation is touching on none other than Githunguri Member of Parliament, Gathoni wa Mushomba. And let's talk matters to do with her recent developments in the side of politics. And let's begin with the recent outfit, which is part of that of Team Kuskiza Ground, committed to spearheading political and economic reforms. And there are quotas who believe that this new outfit could fuel and oil her exit from Kenya Kwanza. Do you think that that could be something that could befell Wamshombe in the near future?
This is always a risk you take. Mm-hmm. When you go against the grain, when you say things that don't sit well with your political party or formation, it's a risk you are taking. And you must be prepared for the consequences. I don't think Wamshomba is a young girl, as in she's not a girl. She's young but not a girl. She knows this.
She knows what she's doing.
She knows that there are risks. Yeah. But there are also potential benefits.
Which
there are times may come when people need a warrior. And they don't look beyond you. It's you who is the warrior there. Because sometimes things can be so bad that people have no option but look for the warrior. And Wamshomba is there. And she's crowned the king or the queen, if you wish.
Talking matters to do when, with a time comes when the people want a warrior. Yes. And this far she's spearheading political activism and especially being the voice of the people, the voice of the downtrodden. And it begs the question, now that she has positioned herself within that profile, do you think it is time ripe enough for her to ascend even to a higher calling, maybe that of governorship in Kiambu County?
Of course, she can try, but if I were her, I would let Wamatangi maybe finish another term.
You don't think she's formidable enough, solid enough?
She's formidable. I'm telling you, it depends on how this thing falls and falls. If this thing goes the way it is going and Kenyans are suffering the way they are suffering up to 2027, it will be people like Mushomba who will be elected. My friend Wamatangi will just go home. Anybody is closely associated with status quo, they will go home. And I'm telling you, people have smelled the coffee already. You've had MPs from Mount Kenya.
Yeah, Muriu and company.
Yeah, questioning these taxes. Even Gachagua himself. Because they know soon it will be risky to be fully associated with this government that is hurting Kenyans. You know, but you see, like I've said before, the president could be having a plan which we are not seeing. The only problem the president has is not making us see.
And is he likely to make us see within the next
No, we may not have, he may not have to make us see or explain. We may just wake up one day and we find the results are there.
A Singapore of Africa is here with us.
It is possible. So that's why I'm faulting the president for not sharing the dream with us. All we are seeing is the pain. And he's not explaining it. So it is very difficult to take the pain. And
you want him to unpack the vision for you.
So if this thing continues to 2027, before we see his end game, before we see the gain after the pain, it is people like Wamshomba who will become governors.
Who will receive the blessings of the people.
Of course. Kikuyus, you know, like everybody, they look for a Mudamaki and a Muto. Yeah, so Mudamaki at the time of peace, when things are well, but when things are bad, the Kikuyus were looking for a fight like Matiba, not a coward like Kibaki.
A political gentleman, you can profile him as a coward.
That was his name. What is General Kigoya? What does it mean in Gikoyo?
Remember, World Bank profiled him as the best CEO that Kenya ever
had. World
Bank
doesn't assess leaders in Kenya. It's Kenyans who assess their leaders, not the World Bank.
So you're dismissing the report by World Bank?
Which
Kibaki was the best CEO of the country?
I've never believed in the World Bank for a minute. I'm intelligent enough to know the game the World Bank was designed to play. I'm not like you people who think you are economists when you are mere houseboys. Houseboys of the World Bank.
So you don't want me to ascend to that position of joining the World Bank soon?
You can join them. That will get some little money. I'll be happy. You can buy me a cup of tea.
But you'll give me your blessings.
Or give me a kaput from Gikomba. But there's nothing to be expected from the World Bank or IMF. They were initially designed just to keep us where we are.
Back to the conversation.
Yes.
And now it begs the question, should Wamshomba continue the trajectory that she is on? Is history likely to remember her? Could she be ending up in the good side of history?
It depends. You know, you can fight. Mother Karua has fought. At some point, she was the only man standing at KICC. But the constituency that should celebrate her has vilified her.
Gishugu.
She was fighting. People like us were celebrating her. But the Kikuyu community that should have seen this warrior has refused to see her as a warrior. Maybe later when history is written somewhere, she will have a footnote. You see, that's how the world works, unfortunately.
History is written in the eyes of the writer.
Yeah, so the people have refused to celebrate Mother Karua when they know she's a warrior like no other. You get it? The Kikuyu have refused to celebrate her, to embrace her. So Wamshomba may go in the same route. She may get to a point she realizes that these Kikuyus do not even care about the people who have their best interest at heart. Nobody in the history of this country, nobody, and underline the word nobody, nobody, if you look at the history of this country, nobody can be said to have had or to have the interest of the Kikuyus at heart more than Jaramogi Oginga Odinga and perhaps his son Raila Odinga. But they have been the most vilified by the Kikuyu. Jaramogi fell out with Jomo Kenyatta, not because he was asking Jomo Kenyatta to make Luos benefit from independence. No. Because he was simply asking Jomo Kenyatta, it is your people, the Kikuyu, who fought for independence. It is they who died. It is they who are in detention. It is they whose land was taken by the Mzungu. How come independence is not bringing any benefit to them? How come a few of you want to take that land that belonged to the people who died for it and shed blood? So he's willing to sacrifice his political career for the Kikuyus. And indeed, he paid for it. He was detained. His people were killed, massacred.
Public appointments.
He was put in detention or whatever it is, house arrest and everything. He was turned into a commoner. His political ambition was completely curtailed. Moi perpetuated the same because of the Kikuyus. But it's the Kikuyus who have hit the Luos most, vilified them the most. So it is not always true, and history bears me witness. It's not always true people appreciate those people who fight for them. So Mshomba can only hope, and I'm sure she's aware of that. She can't be anywhere near Mother Karua.
She can only hope.
But Mother Karua has never been appreciated by the community. So, but she's still, in politics is a game of, hoping.
Yeah, true.
You strategize, but also hope that things will go the way you want.
And prepare for the worst.
And I'm telling you, for Mshomba, she may just get it right. Because unless there's something about the economy we don't know, unless there's something President Ruto is doing we don't know, and whose result will come before 2027 to the surprise of Kenyans. Unless that happens, it's people like Mshomba who will benefit from the chaos.
Very well. And moving on swiftly, you as a seasoned governance and politics analyst, do you think the heart of Martha Karua should quake with the meteoric rise of Gathoni Wamshomba?
She's not yet at the level. When small people want to come up, it's not always easy to establish. We talked about Babu, we talked about Nyora and Gachagua. When young people come up, firebrand, whatever, it's not always easy to shake the established figures. Mother Karua has her place. It has not been fully appreciated, but she has her place in the history of this country. She has carved her name. And it's not easy to challenge that within the Kikuyu community especially, oh, because she's a woman, now you are another woman, you are... For Mushomba to get halfway where Mother Karua is, it will take a little more time and effort.
For now, maybe she can square it out with her peers, Governor...
Anne Waiguru. Those are her peers now. Because Anne Waiguru does not belong to the... she's not at the level of
Mother Karua.
Mother Karua is just that the community has refused to appreciate her. And Kenyan politics is tribal. You must start from your base. Because I have said this repeatedly, openly, in public, that if there's one man or one person who becomes president and I go to bed and sleep knowing this country is changing tomorrow, and I have no, even if I had ambition, I shall, Mother Karua.
You will vote for her early in the morning?
If Mother Karua becomes the president of this country, I'll go home, sleep peacefully. I know the country will change.
You can finally retire and go to the village?
I'll even go to the village. But people like those sometimes are not appreciated. Because she's the only person who loves because a country can only move forward if we have leadership and the people who love the country, feel for the country, feel pain and get hurt when something happens to the country and its people. Countries move forward, nations grow when we have leaders whose single purpose is to see the country move to the next level, not see their bank account grow to another level.
That is deep.
You see, a nation can only grow if those in charge are interested in seeing the children of this country tomorrow live in a country that is befitting of children of God in the 21st century, for example. Not people who want to know how much land they have had. And Mother Karua is one such a leader. Her purpose in life, as far as politics is concerned, is to see things work. This country has everything in place. All we need is a leader who will make sure things just work. Each of us does what we are supposed to do. The laws are followed. You don't need any, there's no other miracle required. This country has everything ready. Everything is on the ground and is ready. It's just the button. Switch and you are Singapore. What is that person? What is that button? A button that says no more nonsense.
Zero mediocrity.
No mediocrity. You only get a job because you are capable of doing it, not because you know somebody.
Meritocracy.
And you are given the job. You do it. If you don't do it, you go home.
Or to the nearest prison.
You are given you are a custodian of state resources, money, you steal, you go to jail. And that's what Mother Karua would bring. That's what I would bring myself. That's all that is required.
Your friends will see the gates of the doors of jail?
Even my relatives.
People you've dined with?
Even my relatives. You touch government money, public money, and you go to jail. And the cases are done within 6 months.
That could be applicable in Africa, not even Kenya?
And the values. You don't shoot somebody today and next week you are going to parliament to be sworn in as an MP. Not when I'm president. And not when Mother Karua is president. You will not be sworn in.
EACC, DCA will do their job when it comes to graft.
Everything will work. Dissolve them. They will not be there. I will disband them. Those are smoke screens. We don't need. There's no corruption in this country.
What is there?
Have you heard of corruption in this country since you were born?
Edible oil scandal. What is
These
that?
are just thieves. You just give a police constable to arrest them and prepare a charge sheet. You don't even need a lawyer to charge them. These are just crude thieves. You get them with everything on their hands. They just dip. You just arrest them, take them to court in the morning. In the afternoon, they are in committee on Akula Marage. Yeah, and you just tell the judges it's not business as usual. If you want to be a judge in this country, you have to do your work. Simple. We shall not interfere with your work, but do your work. Hakuna kuadijani case.
And you now say Mother Karua is
yes, ukianza Mother Karua will do that. Ukianza case maliza. Tutakwambia suspend everything else. Hii mtu huyu funga yeye ama wachilia yeye. Alafu anza kesi nyingine. Pana shika makesi hapa na hapa. Shika kesi 2, 3, give us work plan for those cases you are handling as a judge and the strict timelines. Na ukora ya lawyers kwa dijani kufanya hakuna.
Even seasoned lawyers.
My friend, a Manyora president or a Mother Karua president will transform this country.
No room for mediocrity.
No room for mediocrity.
Very well.
Because that is the worst thing that can happen to a country. Mediocrity. Yeah.
Very well. And Wamshomba should now follow in the footsteps of Mother Karua.
Yeah, she should.
Well, there you have it. Nuggets of wisdom from Herman Manyora directed towards none other than Githunguri Member of Parliament, Gathoni Wamshomba, on what she needs to embed in her political elements so that the future can be rosy for her in the world of politics and governance. Thank you so much for always tuning in to our shows. Remember to tune in to our other editions with Jadiel Kabiru, Evans Okinyi, and also Professor himself. And especially his show that comes every Saturday. Be glued to it. It is definitely insightful and thought-provoking. Until next time on Richard Mwenje Exclusive, do enjoy the rest of your day.